Let's go, man. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now because I honestly believed that I was gonna have to wait till Monday, which after a 2 week break, like after a 2 week wait, after a week break, 2 more days might not seem like a lot of time. I wasn't, dude, Monday, nah, son, nah, not for the Tokyo Ghoul greatness. Not for the Tokyo Ghoul greatness. It's been a long time since I've said this. I feel like there's new people around these days, so I want to reiterate my past self. If I do not get my weekly dose of Ishida suffering, I change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's like classic addiction withdrawal symptoms, if you will. That's how serious it is out here. So I'm ready to go. So happy Helvetica did this today, either later today or tomorrow. But I appreciate everybody that spammed me and told me that the chapter was out, because that's exactly what I fucking wanted. I wanted to know immediately, and unfortunately I was busy at the time that the chapter actually dropped, but we're here now and we're gonna go in. I don't even know what to expect from this chapter, to be honest, because we know that we have to end up to where SEIDOU is choking out Akira. We know we have to get there. But from the moment he came in, and it's going to be interesting to see how things play out, what he does. Many people speculating that he's going to go in against Tatara. I don't know, man. I can easily see him going in against Hoji as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how he destabilizes this dynamic. But nonetheless, I'm ready for this insanity. So we're going to dive into it. Tokyo Ghoul Chapter 89, titled Urge to Vomit. And realistically, to take this with a grain of salt, because I do like the MS translation a lot. So, I mean, Helvetica does a lot of things really well. And sometimes their translation, the translation in terms of dialogue is superior. Sometimes it's not. Either way, the scans always look clean as fuck. So I can't complain as far as that's concerned. But let's get into it. Dude, it feels so nice to be sitting down and reading Tokyo Ghoul. You don't even know. Even though it's going to wreck me, even though I need these to shield my eyes from the insanity, it's life, man. It really, truly is. Where do those dark intentions face? And see, that's the thing too, man. The clash was coming to a head. I wanted to see who would prevail in that moment. But it's all good. It's all good, especially with the Chiishi Quinque, man. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see him go in with it. Look at the fodder, the nondescript fodder that look all of which have the same general, except for this dude in the back here and the dude on the far left. All same general facial expressions. Takizawa, dude, that is too fiendish. I've forgotten how fucking twisted he really is right now. And that's the thing too. You already know there's some semblance of him still inside there, so you know that there's going to be some sort of interaction and dialogue between him, Hoji, and Akira. That's the only way. Why is he attacking Tatara? Takizawa. Get off me. Tata-chan senpai. This is my thanks for what you did back then. I've prepared a lot. So this is rooted in him trying to get vengeance for his torture. I wouldn't be surprised if a part of him is actually trying to protect Akira and Hoji, though. So eat up, dude. That panel is beast. That's the thing, though. Tatara's Kaku just seems mad fortified. But he's clearly outmaneuvering him. Yo, you saw that finger crack up there. Eat this shitty Tata. Yo. Wait, he can emit the flame like that? Tatara. He's gonna have to go at least have Kakuja to take him. I don't see SEIDOU just taking him in his base form like this. Fuck. And that flame too. We know how supposedly how hot it is. I mean, the only way I can rationalize the number that Ishida gave us is that those are the peak levels of the flame, because there's no way that all of these shots that he's firing off are of that caliber. I believe it was 3,000 degrees Celsius, some crazy, ridiculous nonsense like that. This is fucked up, though. Look at him writhing, burning on the ground. But, the heat, yo! His Kakuja mask is even more so completing itself than before. It looks so sinister. This kind of bottom portion to it, the heat is just right. Yo, this panel is clean. Oh, how I'm going to turn into fried Takizawa. Not an easy feat. He's so fucking batshit, but I love his dialogue every single time. I've forgotten how much I love SEIDOU's warped dialogue. Eat some more. Dude, he's outplaying him. Your order of Tataki Tatara is ready. Enjoy. Haktori, man. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, too. I remember during the last live stream, during chapter 88, a couple people in the chat were like, yo, what about Haktori? Where's Haktori at? And I knew they couldn't decide. That's the same thing. Going back to my prior question, but this is look at that descent. I don't think that she can stand to the man, dude. Gobin-chan, where did you come from? You traitor. You ape-like girl. Just catching the... Yo! Dude, the impact of those blows look crazy, man. The impact of those blows look crazy. That's fucking... He caught the blade barehanded. Pumped her guts full. An all-out attack. On the uterus. Yo, there's no chill on him. And look at the mask continuing to develop. If I'm a traitor, then you, Binko-chan, are worthless trash. Dude, I love these nicknames alluding to Doctor ties to the Bin Brothers, but I'm more captivated by the look of his mask right here. It looks almost demonic, son. It looks almost demonic. That's just crazy. And then you just casually flipping up the blade. Nostalgic. Wait. The man's not even... He just got donning the Kakuja mask. That's pretty much all we've seen of it thus far. I don't really know how much of it's formulating on his body within the cloak. But he's exposing Tatara. After he's on some dragon shit and he's exposing it. Son. Now he's just flaming violently. See, this is part and parcel of the man going berserk in the first place. Just like a deserting samurai. Oh my god, he's literally talking. No way. I mean, on the one hand, I'm not surprised because we've seen what SEIDOU can do, but Kaneki was able to drive the man back, and he wasn't even anywhere near the caliber that he is now. Tatara, from what he's displayed thus far, his abilities, I mean, it has to be a good portion of which, even though I'm not going to discount the fact that SEIDOU's superior to him at this stage, but without even donning much of the cocksure, I mean, right now, never mind, I take it back. He has this crazy Kokaku outer shell, very similar to Yoshimura and Eto's, which makes sense with him potentially possessing Yoshimura's Gakko, which I would assume that's what's implanted into him. And we've discussed this at length in the past. That's the only way it could work. Still, a small portion of people still try and hold on to the fact that he somehow has Rise's Gakko. I'm like, how does that make sense? How? No, it doesn't make sense. All of these floppies, to an extent, aside from the ones that weren't failures, every single one of them was using Yoshimura's Gakko. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It really did hurt back then. That's right. That's right. About yo. All right, dude. I'm done. Tatara's done. Tatara's done. I'm not even saying he's destroying him, man. He's dismantling him. Pierced through the armor like he was nothing. Is this part of it? Yo, was he able to shift it inside? Yo. He has two prongs of the Goku coming out of both sides. Dude, if SEIDOU goes anywhere near full Kakuja, he's going to be ridiculously savage. And his shit's done. King. Did you acquire? Wait. Oh. Yo. No fucking way. No fucking way. Ishida's a master. Ishida's a motherfucking master, dude. Ishida's a motherfucking master. I've always wondered. See, that's the thing, too. And now I know Tatara's done. Based on that, if they're going to show this here. I mean, the Kakuja is disintegrating. Did you acquire, King, did you acquire the thing you were looking for? This is amazing, man. This is amazing. Going back to part one, I've always, in the speculation of trying to interpret all this time, I mean, even when we found out the truth about the One-Eyed King, the kind of pseudo-allegiance between the god himself and Goddess Eto. I mean, you have Tatara kneeling down as Arima drags Kaneki past that path where he said, make way for the king. Fucking too real, dude. Fucking too. And see, with that, even going back to the earlier chapters, back at Colclear before we move back over to Ru, still in light of those, going back to part one is going to be incredibly interesting and fun for me to look at it through that lens. I mean, it's too early for me to do it now because it hasn't even been. How long has it been? Actually, no, it's not too early. It's been like 5 months since I did my reread, so I can actually do it now. I believe it was around. Yeah, no, it's been about 5 months. Don't get either one. And his last. Oh, I didn't get either one. The thing you were looking for. And his final words are Eto. Damn. This page is crazy. I know I'm lingering, but I just really like seeing this right here, dude. It's real because it's always something a lot of us have always speculated about and trying to reconcile that with everybody's theories on the king for ages. And in light of the revelations about the One-Eyed King, I think it's perfect to show this here, dude. She is a god. She is a fucking god. It's all over. Does he think himself a hero? What's wrong? This is basically like finishing off Algiri tree, you know? Let's celebrate together. Yo, he's that far gone. He honestly was doing it through a notion of trying to protect them. Hoji-san, I'm all personnel. Prepare for battle, yo. Hoji. Hoji, man. Ruthless. And I don't know if we're gonna get any more scan quality than this, higher scan quality than this. Look at his eyes, though. That's too savage, man. Not even any words to him whatsoever. Just prepare for battle with the double S rate. Wow. This panel is fucking savage. Hoji, man, are you heart? See, I would say that that's some heartless shit, but if you think about Hoji and his sense of responsibility and what we've known of the man till then, this is perfectly in line with his character. But that does look like a little bit of a tear in the left eye welling up. But you can't be certain with it. I'm gonna take that as a tear in the left eye. But could very well argue that it's just none. That's just part of the of the shading. Dude, why? Fuck, this page is double spread. I would dream of this day, using this power to kill Tatara, saving the CCG, saving you guys, making me a... Oh, we're back to this scene. I really wanted to save you guys. Oh my god. Yo. Oh my fucking god. Do you see Hoji, man? Fuck. And that to me, I'm not even surprised, because for this to translate to him holding Akira like that, I already speculated that he was going to wipe them out. It's not even just the entire surroundings are obliterated. Hoji's been decapitated. And there's not a trace of anything left. R.I.P. to Tatara and Hoji. I mean, it's savage on Ishida's part, because the thing about it is, with Tatara going out, kind of pedestal and circumvention of the plot for Hoji's character, the entirety of his meaning to the series to an extent, as far as any interpersonal relationship outside of this, SEIDOU, Akira, Amon, and then his rivalry and you know, the need for Tatara's vengeance and him trying to finish the operation he started so long ago, avenge all of the fallen, you know, associate special class and special classes that went out going up against Xi Lang. He's done, and he's actually fucking done. Even though I was your subordinate, you tried to kill me. I won't forgive you. On that day, if Hoji were there, I might not have ended up like this. I wanted you to see too, to look at me. Oh, my fucking idiot. We were all watching. Everyone is well aware that you are a human-killing ghoul. Damn. Ending it here is Special Class Hoji's way of being kind. Rather than being called, dying by your former superior's hand. Why don't you understand? Okay, that's really what you're going to say. That's provoking him even more at that stage. I'm surprised those would be Aki's word, especially with how much his perceived death at first affected and shook her. I mean, you can argue that a lot of that was Amon, but still, she genuinely cared for SEIDOU. So you're saying that I should just roll over and die? I don't want that. You're just like Hoji-san. Let's go! Let's go! Yo! Do you see these dialogue bubbles too? Amon swoops in, which this doesn't surprise me either, because this is what I've been saying was most likely going to happen since Yoshitoki went out, and especially after chapter 87 where we saw that ending. I was like, and I feel like everyone in the community for the most part, it's not just like I'm saying this was me, everybody had to have known, right, that Amon was most likely, if anywhere that he was going to be inserted right now, it was going to be swooping in to save Akira. I speculated that either the blood splatter was SEIDOU crushing Akira's throat, which I couldn't have that. So I'm actually happy about this. At the same time, I thought it was a little bit predictable and a little bit cliche to have Amon swoop in and save her. But I'm perfectly fine with it. It's hype as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Look at him, dude. Taking the man's arm clean off. But what gets me is that SEIDOU is just casually like, sup, Amon-san. Dude, let's go. The confrontation of two bewildered wills. Let me see what this says. Next issue, the blood on Rushima runs like a river. The time has come, man. Amon has finally made his move. The question remains, what did he do with Marude then? Because I wholeheartedly believe he's the one that came up in there, killed off Yoshitoki, scooped up Marude. Even though I was expecting it, I was not anticipating such a savage death for Hoji. And this last page is fucking amazing. But again, everybody had to know that this was probably going to happen. It was either this or Akira died. And having Akira die here, in light of everything that's transpired in this arc so far, I think would have been, it just wouldn't have worked for me. And I personally would have raged because I love Akira. So I'm happy about this. A small part of me thinks it's too predictable. But, I still would have preferred, even though I resigned myself to this based on the whole Yoshitoki revelation and what happened with Marude, I then have to, and plus we had to know since Kuro was here, Amon was probably en route to begin with. Plus, on top of that, once Donato left with Uta, I saw the window for that altercation closing. I still want to see in the future Amon and Donato's dialogue. That's absolutely necessary. I mean, I got the Donato power play, so that's all I need. But this is going to be fucking crazy right now. Because SEIDOU made light work of Tatara just now, for all intents and purposes. He wasn't even full Kakuja. You can argue whatever you want to about Tatara, his mental state, which I'm even going to be a proponent of that argument. His mental state had a heavy hand in it. Still got exposed by SEIDOU. But if Amon was the one that took out Yoshitoki, and very, very similarly, he's of the same caliber of SEIDOU to an extent. It's a matter of how much he's grown and is able to control his cognitive, and by extension, has he been cannibalizing? Does he have a cognitive, which you would assume so based on the reported movements of Floppy to begin with. So this altercation might be fucking crazy as all hell. I mean, I'm still going to put my money on Amon. I don't know if you're going to finish him here. I think it could come to a head here, or it could continue to persist. But as long as guys out here is okay, I'm fine with it. That's what I'm going to say right now. I want to reread this chapter. I definitely want to reread this chapter right now, but I'm going to see what's up with the chat first and foremost. And honestly, the page that gets me more than anything in this entire chapter is still that flashback to when Tatara was like, make way for the king. And then he's reminiscing. That last bit of dialogue, I need to read that again, man. I need to read that again. That last bit of dialogue is real. But my other question though, because I was thinking about this, I don't know. He didn't even finish off Hakutori at the time, did he? I mean, were those blows enough to finish her off? At any rate, she's not having any children. But anyway, what I was gonna say was, similarly to how we were wondering about Hakutori a couple weeks back, I've been wondering about where Shikure is, because last time we saw Shikure, you know, he was with SEIDOU. So where did he move off to? And it's not like you know what she did. He doesn't do anything half-assed. Everything has its purpose. Everything subtly has its place. And everybody should wholeheartedly know that Shikure is real at this point, based on, you know, the way that the Kakugan formed. So I'm really curious to know where Shikure is at this point. I mean, you only have so many points of contention on this, you know. There's still so many things to consider right now. Juzo Squad was regrouping and moving over to Hoji's location. I don't know, man. Oh, please tell me he's not reading yet. Oh, I already finished, bro. I already finished. We're about to go through these comments. It's a happy class reunion, dude. That's what they said about fucking Kuro and Juzo. Ain't nothing pleasant about that. By any means. Let's go back and reread this for a second. I want to see if there's anything I missed. But there's nothing left. Everyone's been obliterated. It's literally just the three of them left. I'm trying to look and see if Hakutori was finished off or not. Because all I did was hit it with the blows in the uterus. So there's not going to be any baby bin brothers running around or anything like that. But at no point does it look like he finished Hakutori here. But then when you cut over, and I need to stare at this page again. King, did you acquire the thing that you were looking for? I didn't get either one. His final words. R.I.P. to Tatara, man, and R.I.P. to Hoji as well. I still maintain that the man had a tear in his eye as he gave that command. But everything's obliterated. There's nothing left. I'm assuming that he either took care of Hakutori in that flurry of just massacring everybody, or she somehow slunk away. I mean, I would love if Hakutori could still reinsert herself, maybe hold some sort of vendetta against SEIDOU, but who knows if SEIDOU's even walking away from this next application. All I know is that he's not beating Amon. I'll tell you that much right now. There's no way that we're going to see, unless it's a draw of some kind, or there's some sort of, doesn't come to a conclusive end, there's no way that SEIDOU's beating Amon. I'm sorry. It's not happening. It's just narrative-wise, doesn't work. But I wonder if it's just the three of them, will they have time to handle this themselves? What will the rest of the CCG's response be to Amon? I mean, I'm guessing it's going to be similar to SEIDOU, but I'm really interested to hear the dialogue between Amon and Akira. That's probably like the thing I'm looking for, even more than the fight between the two of them. I'm looking forward to the dialogue between Amon and Akira. That's what I want to see, because is she going to maintain that same mentality that she was just espousing to SEIDOU? And if not, it's kind of fucked up. But I mean, she loves the man, so I can kind of turn a blind eye to that, especially since I ship it heavily. But remains to be seen. We still got Juzo Squad coming over, like I said. We got Urie's squad coming over. The rest of the Qs are coming over there. I don't know what the other points of contention are around the island. We have yet to see much of anybody else at this point after cutting away the Judo Squad. And after seeing the stuff with Marida and Yoshitoki, we have yet to see really much anything. Like, I haven't seen Kuri in the longest. I'm wondering what the rest of the state is. I'm sure the majority of Aogiri is pretty much cold at this point. They're done. Aogiri pretty much done. Shikure and SEIDOU, to me, are the last real vestiges of Aogiri at this stage. Unless, you know, Lord knows what the fuck Mutsuki is going to do at this point. But anyway, let's get into this chat. I'm just gonna start at the top, man, because I can't actually scroll up without continuing to move up. Can't wait for the reaction to the last page. Where can I read the chapter? Helvetica Scans came through. If anybody doesn't know where the chapter is, go to Helvetica Scans. It's up there. Manga stream translation is not going to be out till Monday. This page is not that unexpected, but second to last page. Dude, second to last page. Just seeing Hoji decapitated is kind of fucked up, but I still think the last page is my favorite page just because it's our first, no, not first, we've seen Amon, but it's the time that catalyzes Amon's return to the series, because when we caught the glimpse of him before, when the Rue Island, operation was beginning, and he was like, shall we begin? That was hype as fuck. But now that he's shown himself, Amon will start to affect the series, and that's what I'm excited for. So that's hype to me, but I still think my favorite page were those final words and that inner monologue of Tatara, because I got to see the moment that Arima dragged Kaneki lifeless past him, and that was the path that he cleared for the One-Eyed King. That shit is hype to me. I wonder if did you get that shit fixed, Happy? What's up with that? I'm speeding through these comments right now. Hakutori got punched in the uterus, then disappeared. I'm assuming that Hakutori died in that kind of massacre after he snapped, after he realized that he would never be accepted yet again, and that everything he did was for naught. That he's nothing more than a ghoul to them. But SEIDOU's dialogue, that's another thing about this chapter. SEIDOU's dialogue in this was absolutely fucking hilarious. I love hearing Warp SEIDOU dialogue. As sad as it is, really, when you think about it, it's been a long time since I processed it this way, because it's been well over a year. How long has it actually been? Almost, it's like about a year and a half since we saw the emergence of Pineapple Kun. He's a fucking savage, man. He didn't even go full Kakuji and he exposed Tatara. It's fucking, I don't know what else to say about that. Hoji got exposed. Hoji giving head like a slut. Dude, you guys are fucking ruthless. You're as savage as a sheet out here. You don't feel anything for that, man. I wouldn't call it Hoji getting exposed. If Hoji was fighting toe-to-toe with Tatara and SEIDOU made light work of Tatara, Tatara's the one that got exposed, in my opinion, okay? Because Tatara was much more highly vaunted as a character than Hoji for me. I mean, seeing what he could do last chapter as well just made it fucking hacks as fuck. But once SEIDOU made light work of Tatara, it only stands to reason that he's going to make light work of Hoji as well. Put my glasses on too soon. I put it on during the when did I put it on? During the make way to the king portion? That was hype for me. I don't call that too soon. That's pure hype. If I did it during the last page, to the second last page, that makes sense too. I don't think the last page is hype. Don't get me wrong, but it was very predictable. It's not like it's something that I've been expecting to happen for the last month now. So out here acting all hypocritical and righteous. It's classic CCG, dude. But yeah, see, that's the reason that I'll agree with that statement to an extent, and it definitely is classic CCG behavior. And if only Akira really knew the truth. But that's why I'm so curious to see how Akira's character moves from this point, with what Kaneki is going to do, with Amon's return. It's going to be interesting to see how she reacts to it, because it's going to be so fucking hypocritical for her to shift her perception and what she just espoused to SEIDOU just because it's Amon. Because if she doesn't say the exact same thing, if she doesn't feel the exact same way as what she was saying to SEIDOU, and realistically, it hurt her to say that to some extent, even if she's putting on that side. Same with Hoji. I definitely think that was a tear in his eye. Interpret it how you will, but will she say the same to Amon? And at that point, how is that going to affect the relationship? Because you know that the feelings are there, man. So it's all that matters is that Amon has returned to us. At the end of the day, that's what has me hype as fuck right now, because it's going to cause a ripple effect that affects a lot in the series at large. And I'm curious to see how powerful he truly is. If in fact he did kill Yoshitoki, that should be a marker in and of itself. But seeing how he goes up against SEIDOU will give us that answer. Would have been the best place to have him ride besides maybe Kaneki versus Arima. Nah, Scott, I disagree. I think this now had become the best place for him to arrive. I think where he should, the place I would have preferred he arrive, which no longer makes any sense in the context of the many chapters we got, but where I wanted him to arrive when this arc was commencing was at Koklia and make some movements, not necessarily interfere with the Kaneki versus Arima fight, because I think that was perfectly executed. The way that was handled was masterful. Okay, I didn't want any changes to that whatsoever. I did want to see a dialogue between Amon and Donato and potentially some altercation there. But that'll come in the future. You already know that has to come in the future. Scarecrow predictions. Why is it that every week there's at least one person that asks about Scarecrow, and then I say the same thing every single time, and then it gets lost in translation? Majin, man, I thought you knew about the Scarecrow thoughts. I mean, does anybody else have anything to say about Scarecrow? Because I've reiterated myself on it many, many times at this point. When I've seen Akira die here, especially since her arc with Amon is not yet complete. Very true, but I mean, can't trust Ishida to do things, to play things by the book like that. That's the thing. And I'll throw a curveball if he really wants to. Hoji left. The only special classes left are Ui and Suzuya and Marde, but he's not on the CCG side anymore. Well, Kyoko and Mogan, but they're not. I mean, that's the thing. Kyoko and Mogan aren't even on the sites. I'm curious to see where Kuri is. That's my thing. I'm guessing that, see, that's what I would love to happen. That Amon was in league with Hiden and Marde has been transitioned over there, if you will, Scarecrow, if you will. Hoji let Pineapple kill him. Hoji didn't let shit. Hoji was ready. I mean, maybe he hesitated. We don't know. That shit was off screen. So we can't say for sure. I mean, you can tell that it was affecting him heavily. But you can, even if Hoji went all out against SEIDOU, I think SEIDOU would have bested him with ease at this point because of what he just did to Tatara. There's no way around it. Unless you're going to say Tatara let SEIDOU beat him as well, which I do not think is the case. Yes, his mental state was volatile, but I don't think he let him beat him. Amon has Aratan too, right? If that's what I was speculating when he saved Psycho. I was saying that potentially he's both going, he still has the Arata prototype on there, and maybe there's some sort of coalescence with that and his new Kagane, which would be fucking hacks, dude. It'd be fucking crazy. How Arata Proto interacts with him, and now exactly. We still don't know. Killing everyone. That's not going to be the case. It's not the. I mean, Arata Joker is not to be trifled with, but I don't think they're going to resolve it like that. I don't want to see Amon versus. I want to see if Amon fights anybody, I want it to be SEIDOU right now. I would gladly watch, a Juzo versus SEIDOU fight, or potentially giving Urie some shine, and maybe Urie goes up against Amon. Like I would rather that kind of crossover to it than Juzo versus Amon, because that's a fight. I don't want to see the results of that fight, and I can't even speculate as to how it would go. We need to gauge Amon's true power first, and I think he's on a tier that's quiet. He has to be somewhat, I wouldn't say he's 100% Kaneki level at this stage, but he has to be somewhat near that. That puts Naki. Yo, true, man. Nah, my son. I don't know where Naki's at this point either. Hopefully he may, out of everyone that's there, out of everyone that's left, rather, I mean, I would, out of the remaining Algeria members, I would want Naki to survive more than anyone. Shikare is a beast. I doubt it. Nah, this is not what the chapter was referring to, special class killed in action. It's already been confirmed that, Matsuri was talking to Ure about Yoshitoki and Marde. 100% badass. SEIDOU is my favorite, to be honest. SEIDOU's incredible, but crazy. It's crazy. Every time all you want to do is be a hero, and it's really sad, dude. It truly is sad. I'm not gonna downplay that at all. So I'm expecting Toka to die too. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not even go there. I'm not even gonna talk about that right now. You can see a tear running down Hoji's right eye as well if you look closely. Let me go back. On the far right side of the right eye, or what you're talking about is this little white space near the inside? Either way, I think the man was tearing up. I definitely do. Oh, now he's a dark hero. I don't think Amon will kill SEIDOU. No way. I don't think so either. I don't think that's going to be the resolution of this. I foresee a clash, and that's about it. I want a clash. I don't need it to resolve itself. I don't need a winner or a loser. I don't need any deaths. I just want to kind of gauge and see Amon in action at this stage. See what he can do. SEIDOU might try. I mean, he very well might. He's in a very volatile state of mind right now. I don't know if he had the chance. I still thinks up until this point that Amon died, right? Yes. None of them were privy. I mean, they knew they had information about the movements of Floppy. Even though they themselves didn't refer to it as such, they had no idea that Amon was alive. I mean, the possibility was always there. I'm sure they considered it, knowing that SEIDOU was alive, but Clouds are going to fight Kana King as the One-Eyed King. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. What happened to that girl, Valdu Town? Oh, Itori. All right, you're either talking about Roma or you're talking about Itori. Itori will have her hand to play in this, dude. The things with PR are far from done, dude. We'll see them soon enough, especially now that Donato has been, or Crown has been brought back into the fold. Shit's gonna go in as far as PR is concerned. Oh, his guts is long lost, brother. Who knows then? Now I say Amon, I guess maybe join Kanye, but I don't. It's very up in the air. It depends on everything. It depends on how this arc closes out as to what really transpires endgame. I still see something going down with the underground, as far as Kaneki side of things with the Zero Squad and potentially, Toka, Hinami, Banjo, and Renji. But I would love it if they scooped up my boy Shu on that endeavor. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming through. I actually got to get up out of here now. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the reaction. If you're hyped for next week's chapter, I'm really fucking excited for next week's chapter. And it was so good to finally sit down and read Tokyo Ghoul again, man. I mean, every time I just miss it so much, dude. Every time there's a break, and that's because she just kind of spoiled us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's such a dedicated mangaka. We rarely, unless there's a holiday, when do we ever get a break on TG? See what I'm saying? So great chapter, definitely a powerful chapter, and I'm really excited for the next one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe for more content, and I'm out. Peace.